So to make our gluten-free fresh pasta, I'm going to add 160 grams of gluten-free plain flour. I'm going to add a tablespoon of this wonderful xanthan gum. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. That should be fine. And then I'll give that a quick mix through. Okay, in this bowl I have 2 free-range eggs. Give them a quick whisk. To that I'm going to add a tablespoon of water. I'm going to add a tablespoon of lovely olive oil as well. A big glug of olive oil that was there. Give it a quick mix. And then just as I add that to the flour mix, I'm just going to stir it through, and there we go. Scrape in the last bit of that. And then I'm just going to bring it all together with the fork. Okay, and when it gets to this stage, there's nothing else for it other than just getting in with your hands. So 1 go like that, and then just get in there and toss it around, squeezing it together, bring it all lovely together until it's a nice soft ball, and then just work it in your hands as if you're kind of kneading bread with one hand. That's lovely. This is going to be a good consistency to work with. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just work it on the work surface. I'm not going to add any more flour because it's not overly sticky, and there's still some flour that I'm trying to work into it. Yeah, lovely. So what we do now is we just wrap that in cling film. And we put this in the fridge for 20 minutes. It's time to take the pasta dough out of the fridge. So what we're going to do to start with is quarter it. So when you're making a portion controlled meal, I would say that 1/4 is enough pasta for 1 serving per person, so that would feed 4 people. However, I like generous portions, and this would feed 2 people in this house. So I'm going to keep that nice and soft by wrapping it back in the cling film. Just dust the work surface with flour, and before we put it through the pasta maker, I'm just going to help it out a little by starting it off using a good old rolling pin. Now I am using a pasta maker today, but if you don't have one, don't worry, because you can just roll it out as flat as you can on your surface, and with a sharp knife just cut it to the shape required, whether you're making lasagna sheets, tagliatelle or ravioli. So I've got that to a nice thin state there, and I'm going to put it through the pasta maker on the widest setting first. And then this is a wee technique that I learned that's really good at just helping the pasta keep its shape and be nice and strong, is I folded it like that and over on top again, and then I'm just going to roll it out again. Then I'm going to do that once more. Oops. Through the same number again, so it's the widest setting. And once again, I'm going to just pull some of that flour over, fold it over like that, over again so it's like a little book, and then just give it a little roll like that. And then back through the pasta maker on setting 1, which is the widest setting. And now I'm happy to go through to number 2. So just twist your machine. As I said, if you don't have a machine, just try and gently roll it on the floured surface with a rolling pin, as thin as you can. I'm moving up to number 3. If it starts to look a little odd shaping at the sides, don't worry at all, you'll not notice once you've trimmed it all off. And again, just make the gap narrower so it's making more pasta thinner. And And I'm just going to go one more, so I think that's setting 6 that it's on. If you find that it's starting to stick a little, what I do is, before putting it through the thinnest settings, I'm just going to place it on the floured work surface, just so that it stops it from sticking to the machine. That's fine. And here we go for the last one. They say that when you're making pasta normally, you should go as thin so you can read a newspaper through it, but I think that's pretty fair enough, that's fine. So now what I do is I get a little plate and I'll just sit it underneath the back so I can catch it, because I'm going to make some tagliatelle, and just catch it in, and look at that coming out, some gorgeous, gorgeous tagliatelle. Look at that, is that not fantastic? So what you would do if you were cooking that is have a pan on a pan of water with salt in it on a rolling boil. Once it comes up and bubbling away, pop that in for 3 minutes and you'll find that that is al dente, lovely and fresh. I've still got another 3 batches there to go, so I'll get on with that. So if you don't want to cook all of the pasta straight away, you can dry it and it keeps for a couple of weeks really well. What we do is you just get a pasta dryer or use some coat hangers, anything at all that you can hang it like this, and just put it over like that. So leave that for 12 hours, overnight is best, and it'll be completely dry. And when you're cooking from the dried pasta, I would say again, a pan of water on a rolling boil, pop it in for 5 to 8 minutes and that will be perfect.